Hello there, and welcome to Whispers to Sleep. My name is David, and I'm truly honored to be your guide tonight. Here we believe sleep is not just a routine. It's a gentle journey, a quiet return to peace every night. I craft stories with care, so your mind can rest and your body can soften all you need to do. Let go, take a slow deep breath in, and as you breathe out, allow the day to melt away. Close your eyes. Get cozy under the covers and let my voice lead you into calm, into comfort, into dreams. This is your time. Your memento. Truly relax. Let's begin. You are resting now. The world outside dims. The chatter, the movement, the rush, all retreat like a tide going out. In this quiet, in this gentle stillness, something stirs. Not outside, but deep within you. You are not just skin and breath. Beneath your bones, behind your eyes, in every corner of your being, something ancient lives. Not memory like you know it, not a story you tell, or a photo in a frame, but memory in the shape of instructions. It is written in spirals. It is older than language. It is your inheritance. Each of your trillions of cells carries a thread. This thread is coiled tightly, delicately, a helix, like a winding staircase built out of stars and logic. This is your DNA, and it is humming. Not loudly, not forcefully, but with a rhythm so soft it feels like a breath against the soul. You didn't write it. It was passed to you, a gift stitched together by generations before you. Your mother and your father, yes, but also the long line of ancestors stretching back through time. Humans you've never met, faces long forgotten, lives lived beneath. Sun and rain, war and peace. And further still, to beings that crawled, that swam, that breath before breath was even a thing to notice. They're all here. Not in spirit, not in dream, but in the very architecture of you. A freckle on your arm, a curl in your hair, the way your fingers bend. These are echoes. Not random, but inherited. Whispers from the past, forming the language of your body. DNA is made of 4 tiny letters, A, T, C, G, but these aren't like the letters in your books. They don't spell words. They form patterns. Billions of them, arranged in a code that your cells read like lullabies. From these, your heart knows when to beat. Your eyes know how to catch light. Your skin knows how to heal dot. But DNA isn't just biology. It's history too. Every mutation, every shift, every change that ever helped someone survive. It is written into you, the way you metabolize sugar, the way your immune system fights, even the things you're afraid of. Once, long ago, they mattered. And your body remembers dot in this quiet moment. Lying here in the dark, you might wonder, how much of you is chosen and how much is gifted? You didn't ask for this exact nose, or laugh, or blood type, but still they are yours. Like keepsakes tucked in a drawer, not picked, but cherished dot. Imagine your DNA like a library, one built not of books, but of experiences. Each chapter passed down, dog-eared, a little worn, but still legible. Some parts are active, always, being read. Others are closed, waiting for the right moment, the right spark. Your body is reading this library now, as you sleep, repairing, replacing, rebuilding, all without your asking. Isn't it strange? That your skin knows how to renew, that your blood knows where to flow, that your dreams unfold as your cells go quietly about their ancient work. You are not just you. You are a choir of generations, a collaboration of biology and chance, of time and resilience, the result of countless decisions, to survive, to love, to keep going. Even now, in this quiet room, your DNA continues to guide the shape of tomorrow. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't stop. It simply continues. Sometimes the code makes mistakes. A letter skipped, a chapter changed. And from that, something new might emerge. A difference, a discovery, a doorway to change. That, too, is part of the heirloom. Adaptation, evolution, the silent bravery of imperfection. And yet, through it all, the structure holds. The double helix winds like a staircase to the beginning. It's beautiful, really. The way it curls like a ribbon, like a shell, like a secret. If you listen closely, you might feel it. A tingling in your fingertips, a warmth behind your eyes, a knowing in your chest that you are more than your name, more than today, not you are continuation. You are remembrance. You are a thread in something vast and shimmering. Your DNA holds not just survival, but tenderness. The curl in your grandmother's smile, the laugh that sounds like your father's, the way you sing without thinking. It's all in there, written softly. And so you rest, not just because you're tired, but because rest is part of the pattern too. Your cells renew while you sleep. Proteins fold. Genes activate. Silent factories humming under the stars. Number. Machines, no blueprints. Just the whispered instructions of life itself. In this stillness, you are being made again. Not changed, but restored. Reaffirmed in your identity. Grounded in your origin. You don't need to understand every molecule to feel the awe of it. Just knowing it's there, that something ancient, something wise, is watching over your bones and blood. That's enough. Tonight, you carry the weight of time without knowing its burden. You are the heir to every breath, every leap, every quiet survival. And just as you were given this code, so too might you one day pass it forward to someone who has your eyes, or your laugh, or your wondering heart. For now, let that thought rock you gently. Let your cells hum their lullaby. Let your breath move with the rhythm of remembering. And as you drift, held in the architecture of your ancestors, you begin to wonder what else the earth remembers. What other bones sleep beneath? Your feet, waiting to speak in stone? Beneath the hush of night and the rhythm of your breathing, another world sleeps. It is older than language, deeper than memory, and yet it stirs beneath your feet. Far below the solace of your resting body, the earth holds time in layers. Like pages in a book too heavy to lift, each layer tells a story. If you know how to read it, you imagine yourself slowly sinking downward, not falling, just gently descending through the ground. Soil turns to stone. Stone grows darker, cooler, older. And then a shape. Not sharp, not new, but quiet, curved, waiting. A fossil. A bone turned to stone. It rests in the sediment like a thought too heavy to float, pressed into the earth. By patience alone. This too is a kind of heirloom. A memory written not in letters, but in calcium and pressure. A creature once alive, once breathing and walking, now still, but not gone. Its body, its imprint, its silence, passed on to stone and now to you. You run your dream fingers over its shape. A shell curved like a question. A rib, delicate and unbroken. A tooth, fierce in design, resting as if in prayer. All of it held. In the earth's embrace, fossils do not tell their stories quickly. They speak in the language of stillness. In layers built from flood and fire, sand and ash, time and tide. They whisper of creatures who lived before mountains rose, before birds learned to fly, before humans opened their eyes. And yet, in some quiet way, they are part of you. You share this earth. You breathe the same recycled elements. You walk atop the places where ancient lives once played out under different skies. Calcium in your bones may once have cycled through the bones of a dinosaur. Carbon in your cells may have belonged to a fern, a fish, a flying insect from a forgotten age. The earth is a recycler of all things. Matter never truly disappears. It only changes roles. The past becomes your structure. The bones beneath mountains become the breath in your chest. Close your eyes and imagine time, not as a line, but as a spiral. Everything returning, folding in, echoing. You, lying here tonight, are part of that spiral. A moment, briefly flickering. In a long lineage of breath and bone. Think of the trilobite, a creature from the ancient seas, now extinct. Its fossilized form, with ridges like a fingerprint, is found in mountain rocks around the world. It lived before trees, before flowers, but it knew motion. It knew hunger. It knew the pull of light through water. Now, it lies still, but not forgotten. Its shape is preserved, an echo of instinct and survival. Think of the ammonite, coiled, like a golden galaxy. It once drifted through shallow seas, curling through the currents. Its shell, perfectly spiraled, mirrors the spiral in your DNA, the spiral of galaxies, the spiral of sleep. You are surrounded by these echoes, not haunted. By them, held by them. Fossils are not just relics. They are reminders that life endures, that patterns repeat. That memory is built into the very crust of the earth. And in this deep time, the earth remembers more than just creatures. It remembers climates, storms, droughts. It remembers the shifting of continents, the birth of mountains, the silence after. Extinctions. You may feel small in the face of all this. And yet, in another way, you are enormous, because in you lives the ability to wonder, to ask where you came from, to place your hand against stone and feel time breathe beneath your skin. Even now, geologists kneel in the dust, brushing gently against bone turned to stone. They piece together stories from fragments, a jawbone, a tooth, a femur. From these, they imagine worlds, worlds without humans, worlds of creatures we'll never meet. And yet, we know they were here, because they left their mark. A story pressed into earth, hidden until the day someone dares to listen. And tonight, you are listening, not with ears, but with imagination. You lie still, and the fossils come alive again, not in flesh, but in memory. You imagine a creature stepping through ferns, water lapping at its feet. You imagine it turning its head to a red sun, calling out into the morning. And now, millions of years later, your quiet breath responds. Not in words, in gratitude. Every fossil is a lesson in impermanence. And in resilience, everything ends. But some things remain, pressed into stone, carried forward, whispered through time. Like your own life, like the laughter you inherit from your father, like the shape of your hands, echoing your grandmother's. One day, long from now, even your body may return to the earth, not to be forgotten, but to become something else. A mineral, a root, a whisper in the soil. And so, the earth keeps turning. Fossils settle deeper. Mountains rise and crumble, and rise again. Everything moves slowly here, perfect for dreaming. Tonight, you lie atop ancient bones. You walk across forgotten reefs, now mountains. You breathe air made by trees, grown in the shadow of dinosaurs. Time is not far away. It sleeps just beneath the surface, and maybe, just maybe, the earth remembers more than bones. Maybe it remembers the first light that ever touched a creature's eyes. Maybe that light still travels, still waits, still shines. And maybe tonight, it finds you, somewhere between bone and breath, between earth and sky. You lie beneath the ceiling of night, your breath soft, your body still. Above you, the sky stretches wide and silent, a blanket not of fabric, but of stars. Somewhere behind your closed eyes, you sense their quiet presence, not watching, not speaking, but shining, just shining. Light moves fast, but not thoughtlessly. It travels with intention, across gulfs of time and space, through dust and darkness, just to reach you. The stars you see when you look up are not what they are now, but what they once were. You are not seeing the present, you are gazing into the past. A history of brightness, still arriving. A single photon, a tiny particle of light, may have left its star 1,000 years ago, or 10,000, or 10 million. It sailed alone through the void, never aging, never slowing, until it touched your eye. That's how starlight works. Each sparkle above is an arrival, a reunion, a whisper from the long ago. Tonight you receive it without knowing. As you rest, your skin still glows faintly from the light absorbed during the day. And your dreams, somehow, carry a hint of the stars, not in their shape, but in their rhythm. A slow, pulsing radiance. The heartbeat of the universe. What is light, really? It's not just what lets you see. It's what lets things be seen. It is messenger, memory, miracle dot. In the beginning, there was no light, just space, dense and silent. And then, a flare. The universe's first breath, expanding in every direction. From that breath came light, and from light came everything else. That first light is still out there. We call it the cosmic microwave background, a soft echo of the Big Bang, still, humming through the fabric of everything. You can't see it with your eyes, but it's there. In every direction you look, behind every star, the oldest light, the first heirloom. But not all light is ancient. Some comes from stars that are being born right now in far-off nurseries of gas and dust. These are stars you might see one day, or your descendants might. Their light is just now beginning its journey. Light tells stories, if you know how to listen. Not with ears, but with instruments. Astronomers read starlight the way others read books. They see its colors, its shifts, its fingerprints. From a single beam, they can tell what a star is made of, whether it's spinning, whether it has planets, whether it once exploded and began again. Light is a traveler that never forgets where it came from. You might imagine a galaxy as a vast ballroom, stars spinning slowly across its floor. Each star glows with its own music, and the photons they send are notes in a cosmic melody. Some light plays quickly, the blue of young, hot stars. Some glows red and slow, old and wise. Together, they make the universe not just visible, but meaningful. And light does more than travel. It shapes, it warms, it feeds plants through photosynthesis, turn light into sugar, a process that supports nearly every living thing. So in a sense, you are built from sunlight. The energy that powered a tree now fuels your thoughts. The apple you eat, the air you breathe, all touched by light, long before you knew it. Even in the deep ocean, where sunlight never reaches, creatures make their own light. Bioluminescence, a glow from within. Tiny signals of life, of communication, of wonder. Proof that even where light seems absent, its idea still exists. And inside you, there is light too. Not in the glowing kind, but in the way your body processes energy. The way your neurons fire, sending tiny electric sparks across your mind. The way your eyes open each morning and recognize the shape of a face. Light enables perception. It opens you to the world. As you rest tonight, think of the light that still shines, the light of stars long gone, the glow of stars not yet seen, the flicker of a thought, the warmth of a memory. And think of this, even after a star dies, its light may travel for millions of years before it fades. So too, the love you give, the kindness you offer, the stories you tell, they may continue far beyond your reach, touching someone you'll never meet. in the grand cosmic web. Your light matters. Tonight, as sleep draws near, you float beneath that web, not apart from it, but woven into it. You are not a spectator to the stars. You are one of them, built from their elements, lit by their glow. Your bones contain calcium from long-dead stars. Your blood, iron forged in stellar cores, are in every sense star stuff, remembering itself. The universe is not far away. It's inside you. It moves with you. And when you close your eyes, it dreams through you. Let your breath match the soft pulse of space. Let your body sink deeper into the rhythm of the night. Let the photons settle like snow on a still pond. Stars are quiet now, but their journey continues. And even as you sleep, they are reaching out, stretching forward, toward something even gravity cannot hold. There it is, soft, steady, patient. The drumbeat inside you, not loud, but certain. It has been with you since before you could speak, before you could even understand silence. Your heart knows how to keep time. It beats when you laugh, when you run, when you cry. It beats when you are still. It beats when you sleep. It does not wait for permission. It simply remembers what it was born to do. Place your hand gently over your chest. Feel it, that quiet. Thump, that echo, that pulse. It is not random. It is a rhythm written long ago. You carry in your chest the memory of hearts that came before you. The hearts of creatures that crawled, swam, and leapt before the world ever whispered your name. The same thump-thump echoed in the ribcage of a fish. It echoed in the chest of a small, fur-covered creature hiding beneath ancient ferns. It echoed in the heart of your ancestor as she held her child beneath the first moonlight. It is the oldest lullaby. You know, your heart is not alone. Every living creature with blood has a beat, a rhythm to match its pace, its need, its way of life. A hummingbird's heart flutters fast, keeping time with the blur of its wings. An elephant's heart moves slow, deep, like distant thunder, rolling across the plains. Yours is somewhere in between. Steady, dependable, human, capable of changing tempo when you need to run or love or cry, and capable of returning to stillness, a slow evening rhythm, just like now. Even before you were born, your heart began to beat. About 22 days after you began forming in the womb, a flicker began, a spark, a pulse. No brain yet, no conscious thought, just a quiet rhythm beginning its lifelong duty. The heart is muscle, yes, but it is also memory. It holds patterns shaped by evolution, by inheritance, by need. It has chambers, like rooms in a house, each with a purpose, each with a story. Blood enters, blood leaves. It travels in a loop, a circuit of nourishment, a spiral of life. Your heart sends blood not just to your limbs, but to your brain, your lungs, your fingertips. It carries oxygen, messages, warmth. It flows through arteries, returns through veins. A perfect, endless loop, all begun by that ancient thump, and the sound itself? It's the closing of valves, like gentle doors shutting with each pulse. Lube-dub, lube-dub, a sound so familiar, you often forget to notice it. But tonight, you listen. Close your eyes and imagine it now, a cave echoing with water drops. A distant drum in a foggy forest, a rhythm heard through the walls of a sleeping house. That is your heart. Not just an organ, but a presence. It responds to emotion. It speeds up when you're nervous. It slows down when you're safe. It listens to your body even when your mind is elsewhere. It adjusts. It cares. Long ago, it beat faster when danger crept close. Faster still when you ran, when you fought, when you loved. These instincts are still there, just quieter now. Wrapped in modern skin, but ancient in origin. Your ancestors survived, because their hearts knew when to race and when to rest. And so your heart inherited that wisdom, not through thought, but through rhythm. Let it comfort you now. Let it become your cradle. Feel how steady it is. Even when your mind wanders, your heart does not. It stays with you. A companion in your chest dot sometimes. People say, listen to your heart. But tonight, let your heart listen to you. To your stillness, to your breath. To the quiet beneath the stars, it is listening and responding. In its quiet, pulsing way. Every minute, your heart beats about 70 times. That's over 100,000 times a day. More than 35 million times a year. Without applause, without thanks. It simply does what it was shaped to do, and it is strong, so strong. Not in the way that muscles lift, but in the way that they endure. Through fear, through joy. Your heart keeps going. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it races. Sometimes it feels like too much, but still. It beats, and as you lie here, beneath covers and calm, your heart softens its rhythm. It hears the quiet. It senses the stillness. And like an old drum being tapped with fingertips, it settles into a slower song. You are safe. You are still. You are home in your body. And isn't it beautiful that this same beat connects you to whales in the ocean, birds in the sky, children being born tonight, and those long gone? A rhythm shared across time, across form, across species. One drum, many dancers. Even in sleep, your heart will keep playing. Its beat will carry you through dreams. It will remind your lungs to move, your blood to flow, your body to heal. It is your quiet guardian, your constant music. Let it carry you now. Let it rock you gently, not to a destination, but into the deeper rhythm of rest. And as it slows, it listens for something else. A softer sound, a wind through trees, a stirring in wooden rings. The night is quiet, but not empty. Outside your window, the trees are moving, not hurried, not wild, but with grace. They sway slowly, as if remembering a song written long before you arrived. You can't hear the music, not quite, but you feel its presence. A hush that hums low, like something ancient murmuring through the leaves. You lie still, wrapped in warmth, and imagine the forest. Tall silhouettes, their limbs lifted into the sky like outstretched arms. Each tree a silent witness. Each one a keeper of time. Trees do not speak, at least not the way you do. They do not write books or take photographs, but they remember. Beneath their bark, they keep stories, not of names or dates, but of seasons and storms, of how much rain fell, of how hot the summers burned, of the wind, soft, wild, or weeping. If you could cut through the heart of a tree, gently, with respect, you'd see circles, not random, not decorative, rings, each one a year, a record, some thick with abundance, some narrow with struggle, some dark from wildfire, some pale from gentle days. This is dendrochronology, the science of tree rings. A study of time carved in wood. In their stillness, trees become libraries. Their rings tell stories about the world they grew in, when volcanoes erupted, when droughts lingered, when lightning fell, even when civilizations rose or fell nearby. The tree doesn't know it's remembering. It simply grows, responding to its world, to soil, light, shadow, silence. And yet, each line it leaves behind is a sentence, a paragraph, a chapter. Tonight, your body lies still, but your thoughts wander through that forest. You walk beneath canopies thick with memory. You place your hand on the bark of a tree older than your grandmother. Its skin is rough, but warm, alive and slow and strong, What has this tree seen? What has it survived? What birds have nested in its arms? What children have leaned against? Its roots? Trees measure time differently than you do. Not in minutes or hours, but in sunlight, in growth, in rings of silence and resistance. Some trees live for centuries, others for thousands of years. The oldest living tree on Earth is over 4,800 years old. It sprouted when the pyramids were new, when language was still learning how to write itself down. And yet, it still stands, listening to the wind, recording each year with another circle of life. The wind is the tree's partner in this. Not just a force, but a sculptor. The wind teaches the tree how to bend, how to flex. Not to break, but to grow stronger. When you hear the wind whisper through the leaves, you're hearing a conversation as old as breath. The wind gives, the tree responds, and the forest sings. Trees remember the wind in the lean of their trunks, in the twist of their branches, in the way their roots grip deeper into the earth. And even fallen trees, the ones lying still on the forest floor, they too remember. They return to the soil slowly, feeding the next generation. Their memory becomes nourishment. Nothing is wasted. Even silence has purpose here. You may not live as long as a tree, but you too carry rings inside you, invisible, emotional, cellular. You grow with the seasons. You stretch toward warmth. You bend with hardship. You mark your years in different ways, a scar, a laugh line, a quiet resilience. You grow rings when someone leaves. You grow rings when someone stays. When you learn something new, when you grieve, when you love. Like trees, you hold your history not just in memory, but in form, in posture, in breath, in the way your heart responds to the wind through the window. The forest teaches you that stillness is not the absence of life. It is the fullness of it, the pause between pulses, the deep root beneath the blooming flower, and in that stillness the trees give. They exhale oxygen, the very breath you need. They offer shade, shelter, and balance. They cool the air. They hold the soil. They soften the storm. A single mature tree can absorb over 40 pounds of carbon dioxide in a year. A forest is not just a place. It is a climate, a system, a memory made green. You may not always see their gift, but it is constant, just like the heart in your chest or the stars in the sky. Tonight, as you rest, the trees keep watch. They move slightly, gently, rocked by a wind that carries the stories of distant mountains. They stand in the rhythm of something older than language, and as your breath slows, you become part of that rhythm, not separate, not outside, but woven into the fabric of forest and time. Let the trees speak to you now. Let them tell you not what happened, but how it felt. The coolness of morning fog, the ache of drought, the sudden joy of spring, the long patience of waiting for light. Let their wisdom wrap around you like bark. Let your dreams take root in their soil. And in the hush between your heartbeats, feel this, that even the wind, fleeting as it is, leaves behind a record, a pattern, a print, and maybe, so does water. Tonight, as you lie still, your body becomes light. You are floating, not above, but within, suspended in something gentle, something ancient. You are floating in water. You may not feel it, but inside you, it flows, through your blood, through your eyes, through every cell and breath. You are a creature of water. More than half of your body is made of it. In your heart, in your brain, in your bones, water is the quiet presence. And not just you. All life begins with water. And in some ways, life never leaves it behind. Go back, far back, before you were born. Before your ancestors walked the land, before there was land, there was ocean. A vast blue cradle beneath a sky still learning to breathe dot in those waters. The first cells formed, tiny, trembling pockets of possibility. They danced with heat and minerals and light. And from their dance came life, not with a shout, but a shimmer. You come from that shimmer, from that salt and spark. Even now, the ocean lives in you. Your blood carries salt like seawater. Your cells float in liquid like small worlds. When you cry, you release the sea through your eyes. And when you sleep, your dreams ripple like waves beneath the moon. Water is not just liquid. It is a shapeshifter. It slips between forms, solid, liquid, vapor, like breath changing into song. A cloud is water, so is a glacier. So is the steam rising from your cup. And in each of these forms, water listens, it records. It adapts. Water remembers in flow, in the way it carves the land. A river bends not once, but over centuries. It smooths the rough. It deepens the shallow. It takes the hard edges of mountains and turns them into sand. Stand beside a stream and listen. That is water speaking, not with syllables, but with rhythm. With hush, with rush, with pause. This is its language, not spoken, but felt. Teaches you to yield, to shape instead of shatter, to adapt without losing your nature. A stone cannot pass through a wall, but water finds a way. It moves around, it waits. It wears things down, gently, persistently. In this way, water is wise. Inside your body, water does more than flow. It carries nutrients. It regulates heat. It cushions your organs. It surrounds every cell like a tiny seed. Your brain floats in water. Your lungs expand with its help. Even your heartbeat depends on the balance of this clear, invisible element. Water is a listener. Some scientists say water can hold memory, that it may retain impressions of what passes through it. Vibrations, emotions, presence. Whether or not we can prove it, something about water feels deeply aware. It carries stories not in words, but in movement. Rain falls on mountaintops, trickles through roots, flows through rivers, sinks into soil, and eventually finds its way into you. Each molecule has traveled far, touched sky, rock, leaf, cloud, lake, a journey in every drop. Tonight, you become that drop. You fall gently through space. You touch the leaves. You rest on skin. You become breath. You return to sky. There's comfort in this cycle, this endless, unbroken loop. Water is always returning to itself. When you drink, you are not taking something new. You are participating in something eternal. And water is generous. It gives itself freely, to seed, to soil, to song. Without it, nothing grows. Without it, nothing stays. You've likely never thanked it, but it doesn't ask for thanks. It simply continues. Tonight, you remember the rain, not the storm, but the gentle kind, the kind that taps softly on roofs, that smells like earth and calm, that washes the edges of your thoughts. Water teaches in rhythm. Waves arrive not once, but over and over. They do not grow tired. They do not rush. They come with the moon, with the wind, with the gravity of belonging. Sit beside the ocean in your mind now. Close your eyes. Breathe with it. In, out, again. The ocean is not empty. It teems with life. Whales that sing across miles. Coral reefs that bloom like gardens. Microscopic creatures drifting like constellations in salt. And yet, even in its quiet depths, the ocean knows peace. Down in the deep, where no light reaches, stillness lives. Cold, vast, timeless. There, water cradles ancient things. Creatures who glow with their own light, who have never seen the sun, and yet they live. Water allows for this. It makes room for the strange, the slow, the invisible. It holds space, without judgment. What would it be like to live like that? To carry stories quietly, to move with ease, to hold without gripping, to reflect without trying? You are mostly water, and water is mostly patience. Tonight, you soften into that knowing. You let go of the need to understand every ripple. You float. There is no need to steer. The current will carry you. Let your thoughts spread like mist. Let your heartbeat slow to the pace of the tide. Let your dreams form like clouds above still lakes. And when morning comes, you will rise lighter, clearer, more fluid, more whole. But before that moment, there is this one, this quiet water moment. And you wonder, if water remembers all that it's touched, and maybe gravity remembers too. There's a soft pull you feel, even as you lie still. Not pain, not pressure, just presence. A quiet invitation downward, into the mattress, into the earth, into yourself. This is gravity. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand. It simply reminds you, you belong here. Gravity has always been with you. Since your first breath, it's kept you grounded. Not like a rule, but like a lullaby, pulling you gently toward the center of things. It pulls on oceans, lifting tides. It tugs on the moon, shaping its dance. It curves the path of planets, weaves the shape of galaxies. And still, it has time to hold you. You are small, yes, but not separate. The same gravity that binds stars into spirals also holds your bones in place, your breath in rhythm, your body cradled in this moment. It is not something you see, but something you feel, a silent agreement between mass and space. You exist, so you are held. Every atom in you exerts a pull, and every atom responds. You pull the earth just a little. The earth pulls you just enough. You're not floating away, because something invisible loves you too much to let you drift. Let that comfort you tonight, that even in your sleep, you are connected to the shape of things. Think of apples falling, moons orbiting, satellites gliding overhead, all of them following invisible threads. Not tangled, but woven. A net of belonging. Gravity is not a trap. It's a relationship. The more mass you have, the more you draw things toward you. The sun pulls the earth pulls you. You pull the chair you sit in. The chair pulls back. This silent tug of war gives the world its rhythm. Without it, nothing holds. Nothing rests. Nothing stays. Even light, the fastest traveler we know, bends in gravity's arms. Black holes are proof. Places where gravity becomes so strong, not even light can say goodbye. And yet, here you are, in just the right kind of gravity, strong enough to keep you grounded, gentle enough to let you move. Balance made quiet. When you were a child, you may have wished to fly, to defy gravity, to rise above. But what if gravity isn't something to escape, but something to thank? It lets rivers flow, and lets rain fall. It gives weight to your body, not heaviness, but form. It's the reason your heart knows which direction is down, even. Trees grow in response to it. Roots reach deeper, pulled by gravity's whisper. Branches rise upward in quiet defiance, but always grounded. You are made of stardust, yes, but dust needs something to settle into. Gravity is the artist that turns chaos into shape. It sculpted the stars. It gathered gas into suns. It called planets into being. Without it, there would be no you. No here, no now. So tonight, feel its gentleness. Feel how it holds your spine. Against the earth, how it reminds you that rest is allowed. Let yourself sink. Let your muscles release. You're not falling. You're arriving. You are being held by every molecule of earth beneath you, as if the planet itself remembers your shape. Even in space, where astronauts float, gravity never disappears. It simply lessens its grip. But the pull is always there. However faint, it reaches across millions of miles. A whisper through darkness. A reminder, you belong somewhere. Belonging is not just an emotion. It is a force of nature. Tonight, you are not adrift. You are tethered. Not trapped, anchored. Let that truth rock you gently. In the stillness of this night. You remember something deeper than sleep. The feeling of being drawn toward what matters. And perhaps, somewhere far from here, another force stirs softly. In your bones, not downward this time, but inward. Not toward earth, but toward the rhythm of sleep itself. Sleep does not surprise you. It comes as it always has, slowly, gently, without permission, but always on time. Not a visitor, but a returning memory. One your body knows by heart. You feel it now, not like a wave, but a tide. It pulls you inward, softening the edges of everything. And as your limbs grow heavy, your mind begins to float. Sleep is not absence. It is not nothingness. It is a language. One your body speaks fluently, even when you don't understand the words. This language was written long ago, long before you, long before people. Even before trees or insects. It began in simple life. Tiny organisms drifting in ancient seas, pulsing in rhythm with the first light and the first dark. They didn't have eyes or thoughts or dreams, but they followed the pattern. Day, night, active, rest, a rhythm older than thought itself. And now, you carry that rhythm inside you. Lives in your cells, in what scientists call your circadian rhythm. A 24-hour clock, not made of gears, but of molecules and time. It runs quietly, deep inside your brain, in a small region called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. A name as long as the journey it took to reach you. This clock takes its cues from light, from the sun rising and setting, from the blue of the morning, the amber of dusk. It helps your body know when to wake and when to fold into stillness. You don't have to tell it what to do. It listens to the sky. It speaks in hormone flows, in temperature shifts, in gentle changes. Melatonin rises as light fades. Your heartbeat slows. Your core cools. Your eyelids lower. And here you are now. Not forced to sleep, but invited. It is a ritual, as sacred as breath. Sleep is your renewal, your reset, your return to quiet. During sleep, your body is not idle. It heals. It restores. It files away the day's moments, some into memory, some into dreams. It tends to wounds you didn't notice. It clears out clutter in the mind. It shores up the walls of your immune system. Even your brain changes its flow. Cerebrospinal fluid moves through your skull in waves, washing the neurons, carrying away the chemical dust of thinking and feeling. Your muscles rest. Your heart takes a break from its daytime work. Your breathing softens, a lullaby all its own. There are stages to sleep, light, deep, dreaming, each with a purpose. Each like a chapter in a nightly story. Your body tells itself. In deep sleep, your tissues rebuild. Your body grows, recovers, resets. In REM sleep, your brain becomes a painter. It creates impossible landscapes. It solves puzzles and metaphors. It remembers and forgets and sorts. You may not recall your dreams, but they touch you anyway, like soft hands brushing through your thoughts, organizing your shelves in the dark. Dreams are not decoration. They are function in disguise. They are your brain's way of digesting emotion, of processing learning, of whispering truths that waking logic cannot yet hold. Even animals dream. Dogs twitch, birds flutter, octopuses change color. Sleep is not just human. It is biological. Poetry. And always, it's guided by time. Every culture on earth has honored sleep with myths, with rituals, with lullabies. We speak of dream worlds, of spirit journeys, of moonlit wanderings. But underneath all the poetry lies something constant, a rhythm, a cycle, a signal passed down from your ancestors. It is why your body knows the difference between day and night. Even with your eyes closed, you are tuned to the earth, to its spin, to its tilt, to the starlight that sings in pulses and photons. And though we now live surrounded by clocks and glowing screens, your deepest clock remains untouched. It is the reason you feel sleepy after sunset, why your body longs for rest after. The sun dips low. It doesn't matter if you ignore it. It doesn't matter if you resist. Eventually, the rhythm finds you. And when it does, when you surrender, it rewards you with something that cannot be faked. Restoration. True sleep is not just shutting down. It is returning. Returning to the blueprint, to the rhythm. 2. The language of stars. Because in a way, stars sleep too. Some stars pulse, expanding, contracting in slow, deep rhythms. Others flicker, like blinking eyes. Even the cosmos has its own heartbeat. And just as you drift through stages of sleep, the universe moves through cycles. Birth, bloom, decay, rebirth. Your rhythm is not separate. It echoes the vastness. You are part of that larger sleep. When you close your eyes, you mimic the closing of a flower at dusk. When you breathe slowly, you join the tide. When you fall asleep, you are not leaving the world. You are joining its quiet rotation. And in that stillness, your dreams begin to drift in. They may carry echoes of the day, or visitations from memory, or images that feel like stars rearranging. You don't have to understand them. Just let them move through you. Let your body sink. Let your thoughts stretch like shadows. Let your breath match the slow hush of night. You are safe. You are held. You are where you're supposed to be. And as you fall deeper, you carry within you the ancient wisdom of rest, a language shaped by sunlight, polished by darkness. Your circadian clock keeps time without tick or chime. It listens. It waits. It knows. Even now, as your body becomes quieter than thought, it keeps the rhythm. The world outside sleeps, but so does the world within. And while you sleep, you wonder what else moves with rhythm. What else within you beats quietly? Not with time, but with memory? You breathe, in and out, gently, without effort, without needing to think. It happens in the background, steady as stars rising. Inhale, exhale, a rhythm older than language, older than thought, a rhythm that began before you had lungs, before you were here at all. This breath, the one you're taking now, is not new. The air that fills your chest tonight is ancient. It has moved through forests, over oceans, across deserts. It has passed through the feathers of birds, the gills of fish, the open mouths of laughing children. You are not breathing alone. You are breathing with the world. Air is not a private thing. It is shared. It is borrowed. And always it is returned. Oxygen you inhale. It began in stars, born in the cores of ancient suns, forged under pressures so intense they glowed. When those stars died, they scattered their riches, oxygen among them. And Earth, young and wild, gathered the stardust into oceans, rocks, and eventually life. Billions of years ago, Earth's air was different, thick, toxic, impossible for you to survive in. Then came the cyanobacteria, tiny, light-hungry beings drifting in shallow seas. They learned to split water and release oxygen, a quiet revolution. They breathed out what we now breathe in. It took them millions of years to change the sky, but they did. They filled the atmosphere with the gas you now rely on every moment of your life. So when you breathe, you are not just taking in air. You are participating in a long, unbroken chain of breath. Each inhale a shared agreement. Each exhale a continuation. That same air passed through the nostrils of mammoths, through the branches of forests that no longer stand, through the lungs of your ancestors as they sang, ran, wept, and whispered to those they loved. Imagine a single molecule of oxygen, tiny, invisible, yet powerful enough to keep your body alive. Now imagine where it's been. Maybe it once floated through a rainstorm in the Amazon. Maybe it once fed the brain of a child learning to read. Maybe it escaped a volcano, was caught in a leaf, rose with the heat of a fire, and settled again, waiting. And now it's in you, filling your lungs, flowing through your blood, fueling your cells. You breathe in 20,000 times a day, and every time you are receiving the world. Your lungs are not just organs, they are storytellers. They take in the sky and turn it into you. Oxygen moves from air to alveoli, from tiny sacs to tiny blood vessels, from red cells to every corner of your being. Your muscles, your mind, your dreams. And when you exhale, you give something back. Carbon dioxide, not waste, but offering. Trees welcome it. Plants turn it into sugar. It becomes leaf, fruit, forest. And so the cycle continues. You breathe in what others breathe out. You give what others need. Inhale, exhale, a constant exchange, a quiet communion. Even now, in your stillness, you are part of this flow. Air moves through you and continues on, out the window, into the sky, into someone else's story. You are connected by breath to every living thing. Birds in migration, whales in the deep, people sleeping on the other side of the world. The breath you just released may one day stir the petal of a flower half a world away. Breathing is not just life. It is lineage. When you were born, your lungs filled for the first time. They unfolded like wings. And with that first inhale, you joined the rhythm of the earth. But even before that, before your lungs knew air, you were carried by another's breath. In the womb, your mother breathed for you. Her oxygen became yours. Her lungs gave you life. And she, once, was carried by breath as well. A line of lungs stretching backward through time, each one passing air forward like a gift. So, tonight, as you rest, remember that breath is never solitary. You are never alone when you breathe. You are part of something ancient, something shared. Let your breath slow. Let it deepen. Feel how the air enters, fills, softens. Feel how it leaves, warm and complete. There is no rush, no right way, only rhythm. Even your breath while you sleep has purpose. It calms the nervous system. It feeds your organs. It balances your body. It whispers peace into your heart. Some breaths are shallow, some are deep. Some come with emotion, with laughter, with tears, with awe. All of them matter. There are people who practice breath, who shape it intentionally, who study its power, who use it to still the mind or unlock pain, because breath is not just biology. It is also memory and healing. And presence. To breathe is to be here. In this moment. In this body. In this night, you don't need to control it. Just notice it. Return to it. Every inhale is a new beginning. Every exhale, a letting go. Let the wind outside your window remind you, you are made of movement, of atmosphere, of gift. And in this silence, as you breathe in, you take in the stories of oceans, forests, ancestors. As you breathe out, you make space for tomorrow. Inhale, exhale, a rhythm you were born into, a rhythm you will one day leave behind. But tonight, you are still in it, held in breath, held in sky. And as you float on this quiet tide of oxygen and memory, you may begin to wonder, what else do you leave behind? Not in lungs, but in love. You are quiet now. The world outside has dimmed. Your body rests in rhythm, breath folding gently into breath. And in this hush, something soft rises, a wondering, what will you leave behind? Not in your pockets, not on your shelves, but in the space you once filled, in the hearts you once touched, in the small corners of the world where your presence quietly echoed, because not all heirlooms are objects. Some can't be held. Some can only be felt. You leave behind the way you made people feel. The tone of your voice when you said, "I'm proud of you." The way your smile softened the edges of someone else's day. The laughter you shared, spontaneous, warm, unforgettable. You leave behind the way you listened. The way your silence gave room for someone else's truth. The comfort of knowing they didn't need to be anyone but themselves around you. These things last. They ripple. They pass on like quiet waves, not noticed all at once, but felt deeply over time. Memory is not just held in the mind. It's held in gestures, in habits, in the way someone folds a blanket, or hums in the kitchen, or watches the rain. You are shaping those memories now, not by trying, but simply by being. And just as you were shaped by others, by those who came before, you too are shaping someone's world. Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's someone you never met, who heard your words and felt less alone. You are not just one person moving through time. You are a link, in a chain, in a story that began long before you and will continue long after. Inherited more than DNA. You inherited stories, customs, dreams whispered in the dark, fears never spoken aloud, but still passed on quietly, in gestures and choices. And you are choosing now what you'll carry forward and what you'll let rest. Some heirlooms are not meant to be passed on. Some are burdens, wounds, patterns that no longer serve. It is an act of courage to leave those behind, to say, "It ends with me," to transform pain into compassion, to let what once weighed down a family become the soil where something new can grow. This, too, is inheritance. You are both heir and gardener, both recipient and rewriter. Every act of kindness you offer, every apology, every forgiveness, every pause to breathe instead of react, becomes part of what you'll leave behind. Love, once given, does not disappear. It lives on in echoes, in the way someone else learns to love, because they once saw it in you. Even now, as you lie still, you are leaving something behind. This breath, this moment, this quiet decision to be here, to listen, to rest. Perhaps you think legacy is a big word, a heavy thing. But legacy can be as small as a bedtime story, told again and again until it becomes a thread in someone's dreams. It can be the way you always picked wildflowers, or the way you noticed the moon, the way you held space for sorrow without trying. To fix it, you don't have to be remembered by many, just by one. Even if that one is a version of the earth itself, the soil that feels your footsteps, the tree that grew from a seed you once planted. There is a science to this too. We call it epigenetics. The way your experiences can shape how your genes are expressed, not just in you, but potentially in those who come after. Stress, joy, nourishment, trauma. They leave imprints not just on the soul, but on the cellular level. You are not a closed book. You are an open letter, still being written. And every choice you make writes something new. So what do you wish to leave? Perhaps it's tenderness, or curiosity, or the courage to ask questions, even when no one else does. Perhaps it's a quiet faith in beauty, in art, in slowness, in the conies, in the way the wind moves through tall grass. Maybe it's your way of seeing, how you always noticed the smallest things. A moth resting on a window pane, the first star in the evening sky, The look in someone's eyes when they needed to be seen. Even your stillness, yes, even this moment, is part of what you leave behind. Because rest, too, is an inheritance. A declaration that your body matters. That your breath is sacred. That your time doesn't have to be spent chasing to have value. You show the next ones that rest is allowed. That quiet is enough. That being is a gift. Let that be part of what lives beyond you. And in this rest, you are already offering something precious. Someone, someday, may remember the way you slept peacefully, the way your breathing slowed, the way your presence filled a room with calm. They may not remember the details of your face or your favorite color, but they'll remember the way you made them feel safe, seen, loved. And when they sit quietly, on a night much like this one, they may close their eyes and feel you again, not as a memory, but as a rhythm beneath their own skin. Because this is what you are now, not just a person, but an heirloom. You carry the past, you shape the future. And in this perfect moment, you are the bridge between both. So breathe it in, this belonging, this weightless legacy. Let it settle in your chest like a seed. You are the soft trace left by stardust. You are the echo of trees, of water, of wind. You are the gift someone will open, not all at once, but over time, in gestures, in laughter, in dreams. And as you drift now, your body warm, your thoughts gentle, your breath as soft as moonlight, you might wonder one last thing. What if sleep itself is not the end of the day, but the beginning of a deeper kind of remembering? So now you rest, not just from the day, but from the long path of thoughts, the quiet questions, the wonderings that whispered through your body. You've traveled far, into your cells, your breath, your bones, into stars and oceans and forests. You've listened to the rhythm of your heart, the stories held in tree rings, the pulse of gravity, the shimmer of starlight still reaching your skin. And in all of it, you've seen one truth. You are not alone. You are not separate. You are held by memory, by pattern, by the slow turning of earth beneath you, by every ancestor whose whisper lives in your body, by every molecule of air, of water, of love that ever passed through another before it found its way to you. You are the heirloom now, a keeper of stories, a breath in the lineage, a bridge between what has been and what will be. Let that be enough. Let your chest rise with peace. Let your body soften, knowing it is sacred. Let your dreams carry only light things, feathers, ripples, stars. And if you forget all this tomorrow, if you wake and rush and carry the weight of the world again, know this, the memory of rest remains inside you, waiting. Until night comes again, and the universe invites you back into the rhythm of sleep, into the stillness of remembering, into the quiet where science becomes poetry, and you, just as you are part of it all. Good night, traveler. Sleep well. The world will hold your place. And now, as our story gently fades, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this moment with me. Your presence here means the world, and your support helps me create even more peaceful journeys. Just for you. If this helped you rest, please consider liking, subscribing, or simply coming back tomorrow night. Until then, stay cozy, stay kind, and may your dreams tonight be soft, serene, and full of wonder. Good night, my friend. With warmth, David.